Here today with Brian Gibson of your Wink Wildcats. How are things going in Wink Loving this glorious Monday morning, sir?
Well, you're right. You're exactly right. It's glorious. It's a great morning. The weather's nice here. No wind. Got some cloud cover, but it's going very well.
Well, of course, you're out there in Westish, Texas, bottom of the panhandle, however you wanted to define that area. Uh, Small school, 282, about as small as you can get and still play 11-man football.
Right.
So all your kids play across all your sports. So as opposed to seeing them in spring football, you're seeing them in the other sports. You know which kids are going to be coming back next year. So how are things going so far in the spring out in Wayne?
We've had a good spring. We've had a really good spring. Our track team has been full. We've had a full track team, real consistent with the things that we're doing out here as far as that goes. Like you said, our kids have been going everywhere. I don't know the last time I've been in the district a full week, but I'm going to be here this week, a full week, which is nice. We just wrapped up regional track. Baseball finalized their season last week. We've got some state golfers and girls. We've got junior high golf still rolling, junior high tennis still rolling, but other than that, I mean, it's really good. Our kids have been competing and participating like we usually expect them to do, and so it's been a really fun spring.
Sure. So again, you know who you have coming back, or at least you know who you played last year that isn't graduating. So kind of walk us through who's not coming back and who's going to step into those roles on your team this fall.
Well, we have 10 returning starters on defense. We have 8 returning starters on offense. Defensively, we're losing Brian Gibson out of the free safety spot. He averaged about 15 to 20 tackles a game, depending on what our scheme was that week. But he'll be hard to replace. He's been the captain back there for us, calling secondary, getting us in the right alignment defensively for 4 years now. And so he'll be tough to replace, but the other 10 are coming back. Really excited about our defense next year. I'm going to be adding some pieces that got to play a lot on JV this year that, we kind of feel like will give us the depth we need defensively. So a really experienced defense coming back. Offensively, we're having to replace quite a bit more over there, 3 positions, but it's a lot of production. We've got a 1,000-yard receiver that we got to replace. Kid that could go up and get the football, could stretch the field vertically, and we're replacing our left tackle and technically our left guard. So we probably have 7, but there was a rotation, so we kind of counted one of the other kids as a starter there. But our left tackle has been a consistent force for us there on the left side for 3 straight years. It's always hard to replace that position, and he was really, really good at what he did. And so, and then obviously we got to replace Cannon at quarterback and find somebody else to run the offense for us. But we've got some pieces coming. We've had, we got to play a full JV schedule this year. We've had some kids we got a kid that's played behind Cannon for 2 years now, so he'll be stepping in as a junior. He got to watch Cannon for 2 years and learn as much as he could, and I think he's ready to make that jump. And we've had a kid move in that we're really excited about at the quarterback position as well, so we're going to have some good competition there. As far as receiver goes, we've got some very talented kids that can get out there and go catch the football and can run.
Now you talked about you'll be making changes at quarterback because of graduation. What is the value of this of your upcoming 7-on-7 in evaluating those quarterbacks and getting them ready for the season?
I really don't put a lot of stock in 7-on-7 as far as evaluating them and making a decision there. Really what I want to see the kids do in 7-on-7 is get it together, be around each other, learn how to lead, learn how to compete, and just throw and catch the football. All I'm really doing whenever I evaluate kids in 7-on-7 is, obviously a receiver, can he catch the football? So he can't catch it without pads. He can't catch it with pads. But I want to see what those quarterbacks can do leadership wise. Can they command the offense? Do they demand the respect of the players? Those type of things like that's really what I value most in 7-on-7. Because it's not the same game for a quarterback. You can sit back there all day long and throw to an open receiver because he's going to get open eventually. There's nobody bearing down on you, and there's no lineman in front of you. And so I really just look for the leadership and respect from the kids. Will they play for them hard? Will they get after it? And do they respond to them?
Now, you've been around as a coach for a little while. You've seen a lot of what goes on in small towns and small town football. What would you say is the biggest challenge facing high school athletics in Texas right now?
The biggest challenge that we're facing right now is the shortage of officials. The kids, as far as I'm concerned, they're still just as interested in participating. They obviously don't come to us with quite the knowledge that we want them to have from just playing street ball and pickup ball and doing things like that. But for the most part, our kids are still interested in participating and competing, and they're still willing to work hard. They're still willing to learn and have fun doing it. I think technology is deprived them of their attention span a little bit. But I think the biggest challenge we have as an association of coaches in Texas is addressing the shortage of officials. Because without them, we're not going to have any games. We can't play games.
Okay, so harder follow-up question. What, as a coach or as a member of the THCA, what can you do into the realm of officiating?
One, we've got to be better about how we treat them, and I'm talking coaches, players, fans. They're doing that. I assure you, they're not doing it for the money. Most of them aren't. They're doing it because they want to be a part of the game. They want to still be around young men and women, and try to help model and mold them into being better human beings as well. But I do think, especially out here in West Texas, where we have to compete with oil field prices, it's hard for an official to say, "Hey, I need to get off work so I can go referee this game for $100," when they're making more than that if they stay at work. So I think financially we need to make it more rewarding. And I think as coaches, we need to be pushing our graduating seniors to explore the option of getting in and refereeing games. It's a great college job, right? I mean, you think about it, they're going to college, they're going to have all this time on their hands now. They really, if they have a love for the sport and competition, they need to think about refereeing and giving back to the game that is given to them.
All right. So change it up one more time. Is your wife still reminding you that she once beat you in one-on-one basketball?
Yeah, she still thinks she can do it. We haven't touched a basketball, either one of us, in a long time. I've coached basketball the last 4 years with Coach Archibald, so I think I got the edge on her because I know she hasn't shot a basketball in a while. But yeah, she still can remind me that she'll beat me. I call it a distorted perception of reality.
All right, so going to wrap it up with my kind of fun question. What is your number one guilty pleasure?
I've really developed an enjoyment, love for like cooking outdoors, getting outside, cooking on the griddle or the Traeger. So Spending time outdoors on my back porch and patio is what I'm trying to push myself to become a lot better at.
All right. Thanks very much for your time today, Coach, and best of luck in the upcoming season.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
LoneStarGridiron.com. Access the complete history of Texas high school football, over 100 years of information, win-loss records, coaching histories, individual stats, records, and more. Lone Star Gridiron, the authority on Texas high school football.